That same year, 1968, 34-year-old Texan Jerry Griffin, a native of Athens but raised in Fort Worth, was promoted as NASA's Mission Control Flight Director for the Apollo program. On July 20th, 1969, he listened nervously from his post in Clear Lake, Texas. Then, the entire world changed forever.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust.
Eagle looking great. Your go. We copy you down, Eagle.
Griffin, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Ignition, Fred.
The massive project to land Americans on the moon had finally accomplished its goal. Texas once again earned worldwide attention. Griffin and his team would go on to oversee 6 lunar landings. They also successfully brought home the crew of a crippled spacecraft after it suffered an explosion in space. A high-stakes drama later captured in the movie Apollo 13. While Texans and their fellow Americans successfully reached for the stars and began walking on the moon, a nightmare was finally ending back on Earth. The United States was ending its war in Vietnam. U.S. forces withdrew over the course of several years, with the last combat troops departing on March 29, 1973. More than 1 million Vietnamese soldiers and civilians had supported the U.S. and now faced an uncertain future. 2 years later, Communist forces overran South Vietnam, ending its independence and launching a massive exodus of its population, many of whom headed for the United States and Texas. The Vietnam War had killed more than 3,400 Texans. Still, as in conflicts past, men from the Lone Star State had done their part. These included Army Master Sergeant Roy P. Benavides of Cuero. He received the Medal of Honor for his heroics in Vietnam, in which he survived a 6-hour gun battle with North Vietnamese soldiers and sustained 37 bullet, bayonet, and shrapnel wounds while saving the lives of 8 of his men. 16 other Texans won the Medal of Honor in Vietnam as well. These included Richard A. Anderson of Houston, Oscar P. Austin of Nacogdoches, Stephen Bennett of Palestine, Thomas Creek of Amarillo, Frederick Ferguson of Pilot Point, Freddie Gonzalez of Edinburgh, Terrence Graves of Corpus Christi, Miguel Keith of San Antonio, Robert D. Law of Fort Worth, Milton Lee of San Antonio, Finis D. McCleary of San Angelo, David H. McNerney of El Paso, Clarence Eugene Sasser of Houston, Russell Steindom of Austin, Alfred Wilson of Abilene, and Marvin Young of Odessa. There were other signs that a new generation of Texans would shape the future. Richard Cavazos of Kingsville, Texas, fought with distinction in Vietnam. He had entered service as a second lieutenant after graduating from Texas Tech in 1951 and rose to become the first Texan of Mexican ancestry to achieve the rank of general. A few years later, his brother Lado Cavazos became the first American of Mexican ancestry to serve in a cabinet position in the U.S. government. President Ronald Reagan appointed him as Secretary of Education. Both of these men grew up on the famous King Ranch, where their father worked as a foreman. Texas was growing into the state we recognize today, with deep roots in a storied past.